with calls for services at an all-time high and our firefighters at their breaking point.
Take a look at this video, though, because this was 21 days before the fire. Here are LA firefighters at a public hearing warning about what could happen if they cut budget. So this is a slightly reverse version of what we were just talking about, but I think people will see.
If we cut one position, if we close one station, if we close one resource, the residents of Los Angeles are going to pay the ultimate sacrifice, and someone will die.
Just last month, fire personnel packed an LA Fire Commission meeting, begging the city to rethink the budget.
These cuts came at exactly the wrong time, with calls for services at an all-time high and our firefighters at their breaking point.
We are straining our department's resources beyond the brink, and we cannot continue on this path.
City Councilwoman Tracy Park was there, too.
Okay, so what they're talking about there was about a $17.5 million budget cut for the fire department. So we're both agreeing that just throwing money at things is not the answer, but also making sure that these people have the proper training, have the proper equipment, that there are literally enough of them. That would be that competent governance that I guess Bill is looking for.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, if the average cop makes $53,000 a year and you want more cops, then you're going to have to pay for more cops. Like, I get that part of the budget. Of course, you and I are talking about these non-governmental organizations that advocate for the homeless or that advocate for, migrants who are fleeing poverty and persecution or whatever BS they're cooked up. And that money
or funding DEI departments at the fire department or the police department, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah.
Right. The analogy that I have and had, which is a Katrina, New Orleans kind of example, which is New Orleans is below sea level, so they need seawalls to protect them from the elements, essentially. And the seawalls were not maintained properly or fell into disrepair, something with the Army Corps of Engineers, and then Katrina hit, and then disaster. So you cannot control the weather, and you can't control the wind, and you can't control Katrina, and you can't do any of this, but you can mitigate it.
Exactly.
You can build seawalls, and if you have effective seawalls, then you can mitigate the danger. And so, clearing the forest floor and trimming the trees and filling the aqueducts and having more firemen and having more firehouses and so on and so forth is the mitigation that we're talking about. That's what Bill Maher's talking about. What are you doing? This is a problem.